let's get into it, y'all. So we're gonna do parliamentary procedure. This is one of the most powerful tools as a student leader that you can have to master. So here's the thing about Robert's Rules of Order. It's a couple of little things you need to know. The first thing is Robert's Rules of Order on its face is just supposed to be like a flow, a procedural guidelines for how you govern meetings. But there's other ways other systems you could use to do your meetings. Does that make sense? So this isn't the only one. That's all it's supposed to be. But like on a college campus, Robert's Rules of Order in a student senate meeting is war. Okay, I need y'all to understand. This is war, and if you don't know that it's war, you ain't ready to go in there yet. All right. This is war. I'm about to give you the tools for this battle. This ain't no game. This ain't for the light of heart. You walk in a Senate meeting, it is supposed to be cut your throat type tension going on in there. And Robert's Rules of Order is the weapon of choice. Now, next thing you need to understand, when you're using Robert's Rules of Order, your organization has decided this is the format we use for running meetings. You always are speaking to the chair. So one of the benefits of Robert's Rules of Order, it cuts out a lot of the BS. Like, Hermione is not talking to Rebecca. Like, she raised her hand. They say, yes, Senator Patel. And she says, Rebecca, why you always? No, that's not how that works. You see what I'm saying? You address the chair. Everybody addresses the chair, unless the chair, you ask the chair for permission to address somebody else. Like you may say, may I address the chambers? May I address the patron of the bill? May I, right? And then the chair will grant you permission to do that thing. So you always address the chair. Next thing, you only speak when you are acknowledged. This is something y'all got to enforce. If you enforce this, your meetings will go faster, right? That people should only be speaking once the chair has acknowledged them. The next thing, you're debating ideas, not people. It will feel personal at times, okay? And it should, but you're not debating people. Your people aren't your enemy. You're trying to win with your idea of an argument. I'm gonna get into more of this, so just stay with me. I'm just trying to give you the overall theme that you're supposed to be debating ideas, not attacking people. So those are like the big themes about it. So first thing is that bills, acts, resolutions, and simple motions are passed by a simple majority. So a resolution is just a strong statement. So your resolution could be, we, the Senate of Jackson State University, believe that August 27th should now be remembered as Kobe Bryant Day. I don't know, I'm just making something up, right? So now at your school, we're going to make this Kobe Bryant Day, but that's not a real change to school policy. It's just a strong statement from the body. So a resolution doesn't mean nothing. It's just a statement, okay? A resolution is just a statement, a strong statement from the elected body. Bills will be something that you're trying to change your constitution, school policy, spend money, that type of stuff. Anyway, all of those things are passed by a simple majority, one more than half. That makes sense, simple enough, right? Now, before I go back to that, you know how people are in meetings and they say, I motion that such and such, such and such. You ever heard somebody say that? That sounds stupid. Okay. You don't motion something. You move something. That process is called making a motion. Okay. So I want to make a motion. I move that we end debate. I move that we pass this. I move that we fail this. I move that, right? That's how I move that. And somebody will second that. I second it. That is called a motion. You don't motion something. Next thing y'all know is things that are passed they require a 2/3 vote. All right. So a 2/3 vote means we need 2/3 of the body to vote in favor for this to pass. So these things need more, you see what I'm saying? They need more weight to pass. So any appointment, so just say your SGA president gets caught in a scandal and with a professor or something, they resign, now you got to appoint a new president. That appointment needs to be approved with a 2/3 vote. One of your senators says, I'm done with Senate, I'm pledging this semester. They drop out, you got to replace them. That appointment requires a 2/3 vote. I want to move to executive session. Executive session is like a secret meeting of the body where they're going to, the rule is that when you move to executive session, you're only supposed to discuss someone's good name and character, right? Or money. Does that make sense? So when you want to have that private time, you have to make a motion called to move to executive session. So I move that we move. I move that we go to executive session. Somebody seconds it. That vote requires 2/3 of the voters to vote in favor of it to move into executive session, because you're stripping the public away from their ability to see you guys debate. Executive, like anything that requires 2/3 is like a big change to something. All right, next thing is, so a motion to suspend the rules means I'm gonna give someone who is not a voting member permission to talk. So in your meetings, only a voting member who is elected should ever speak. Random people don't get to just come in your meeting and start talking. They don't get to just speak. You don't get to say, hey, Jack, can you tell everybody what you told me the other day? They don't get to do that. This is a meeting for the elected body. So in order to do that, you have to make a motion to suspend the rules. I move that we suspend the rules and allow for Jack to talk and tell about what he learned the other day. That has to be passed with a 2/3 vote, because every moment he's speaking, you are stripping an elected member of the opportunity to speak. Next thing is moving to the previous question. Previous question ends debate. Now, this is important. When I say I move to the previous question and then somebody seconds it, that means we are ending the debate. So we were debating, oh, point of inquiry. Oh, will a patron yield to possible series of questions? Oh, may I address the chambers? All this different stuff is happening. And I'm done with it. Like, we've been talking in circles for like 30 minutes. I'm like, previous question. Now, when you hear previous question, you can shout out. And then the chair will say, previous question was heard. So they're going to acknowledge that they heard you say previous question, or they're going to ignore you. But if the previous question is said, and then the chair recognizes the previous question was heard, and then it's seconded, then it will go to a vote. If they pass that vote, it's a 2/3 vote, because you're ending debate, which means you're stripping elected members their ability to continue talking. Okay. Well, first I'll do resignation. So I'm skipping down to, if you want to accept somebody's resignation, hey, I'm Mrs. Tuskegee University, I want to resign. She's going to submit a letter. Somebody has to make, I move that we accept the resignation of such and such. It has to be seconded. That has to be passed with a 2/3 vote. A motion to reconsider is if you want to change your vote. So let's say this week, all of us vote that, the Alphas are the greatest fraternity ever. And next week, all of a sudden, some things happen during the week. The Alphas get in a fight, or I don't know, crazy stuff happens. You want to change that vote because y'all passed it. You had the majority rules, you passed it, whatever, okay? So the next week, you want to change the vote. Somebody can say, I move to reconsider the vote on the Alphas being the best fraternity that we took last week. Now, here's the caveat to that. Only somebody who voted on the winning side that is now going to change their vote to the losing side can make a motion to reconsider. All right, next thing we're gonna talk about, calling for a winning vote. When the chair, whoever is the chair, which in our school was always the vice president. Some schools do a pro temp, Senate pro temp or whatever, but in our school was the vice president. The flow is gonna go this. The chair is gonna say, all in favor of approving, or if it's a bill to deny, whatever, but approving bill number 123, please signify by saying aye. Then you'll wait, and then say all opposed, signify by saying nay. Then we'll wait. Any abstentions? See if there's an abstention. Then the chair will say, it is in the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it, and bill whatever is approved. Okay, real easy breezy. Or or they'll say it is in the opinion of the chair that the nays have it, and bill whatever is denied. Then they're going to tap the gavel twice. This process is an important process. So I need you to pay attention to all of the words that I'm saying in this process, okay? It is in the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it. That means it is an opinion. Do you hear? Y'all not feeling me yet? The chair is making judgment calls that are subjective. It's in their opinion the ayes have it. So that can naturally lead to some conflict. Y'all see what I'm doing here? The chair has power, all right? After the vote, the chair is going to tap with the gavel, bop, bop, 2 taps. So they're going to say, it is in the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it, boom, boom. And they do, okay? During those 2 taps, that is called the raps of the gavel. you can shout out division. So it is in the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it. Division. Division was heard between the raps of the gavels. We will now move to a standing vote. Senate Secretary, please count the votes. Everybody in favor, please rise. And they'll count them. Everyone opposed? Okay, now be seated. Everybody opposed, please rise. They'll count them. Ayes have 0. Noes have 13. The noes have it. This bill fails. Tap, tap. So I'll see y'all hopefully in an hour or so. Peace out, y'all.